Now we will see the backup, how to take backup. On the right hand side, the script that we have for a database. If a request is like just one database backup with light speed, then you will use this script starting from exec to go, and then full regular backup with the native. So if you don't have the software, so you can take backup in native, which is like SQL Server default backup policy. But most likely you will see this tool everybody use because compression is required and efficiency is required, like how fast you can back it up with high compression level. So now we will see the backup. So I kicked off a full backup using Lightspeed. You will see Lightspeed has store procedure that is XP backup database. So once you install that, you should have this store procedure that will be created on master database. So it's going to this location and backup. Let's go there and see the backup file. So we have backup file there. Okay, let's go back now. And here, as you can see, this is native this is Lightspeed backup. This statement deals with local backup. So we have taken a DBA database local database backup. So let's see. So we have local backup as well. So as you can see, that both of them are same backup. 54 is native, and then this one is Lightspeed. This is just 807 KB, whereas the regular backup is like 8000 KB. So it's bigger with the native, smaller with the Lightspeed. Now one more for Lightspeed, you can see the compression level. Okay, it can go up to 8, so you can put it there up to 8, and the lowest number is 1, lowest compression. So you can change that, and then init will be always 0. You don't want to initiate, which means like you don't want multiple copies on that backup. So you want only one copy of it, and then now what we will do, we will just run the differential backup now. So here is our differential backup executed. We'll see the differential backup. So here is the diff backup, and then we will see a differential backup using native statement. Now in native backup, which is by SQL Server only, you can also do some compression, and the parameter that you need to pass here, just compression. You need to write compression. Okay, so you can use that for so I've shown it there in differential backup. So we will run the differential backup now. Okay, differential backup executed. So we will see the differential backup status. So differential backup is also there. Okay, scheduling a job. So if we need to schedule a job, like you want certain time, it will execute. The way it will do, you will put a job name, DBA backup job, and then DB name or whatever you put it there, and then you put a step, and then you add it here, one step, and then you put their statement of the backup. Okay, and then you parse it to make sure the comments, the statements are right. You put a step name. Okay, and then click OK. If you want to keep log, you can put here file name. This output file will contain after the backup if there are any issues on the backup, so you may need that to set it up. So I will click OK here, and then you want to schedule that. So click on schedule one, and then how you want, like every day, weekly basis, daily basis. Okay, daily basis, every frequency, is there recurrent or one time. You can set all this on schedule jobs, so certain point in time it will run. Okay, so one time, then you'll just set it here one time, and you mention the time, date and time, and it will run at that time. So for schedule you can also mention here occur every 1 hour, 2 hours, starting time, end time. So you need to just review this, and start date, end date, you can set it up from which date this job will start and when it will be finished. So all this you can schedule through a job. So scheduling backup through SQL Server job. If you want to take more backup, okay, more than one backup as scheduled, and you want just step to back it up, so for that we will see how we can do that. This is the job that we created. Now this is step ID, so you can add more step there. Add step 2, and you put another backup statement there. Let's say this is another, just consider this as another one. Okay, and then this is another, just think that way. And how will you handle the step? So after this, you want to, first step, you want to execute second one. So here you will select there, go to next step once this step is done, and on failure, quit the job when it fails. Okay, so second step, it will go after completion of first one, it will go to second one and go to next step. Now if this is the last one, so report success, we report failure. You can set up the alert. We will see the alert like success, failure, job alert. How can we can set it up once we will see the job creation alert and settings, different kind of things on SQL agent jobs. But for now, this is the way. So you can configure multiple files. Now see one thing, that if every day this runs, so it will override the existing one. So this you need to configure in a different manner if you want that, or you need to write a way that if you want to keep all the copies, you need to set up a variable there, declare a variable, and put assign some get date, and then concat this text so that with the date, so that it gets updated all the time. If you use a complete script that we will be seeing shortly, that handles all this. But if you want like one database by one database to back it up, make sure you put there some dates, otherwise same file will be overwritten to existing file. You can test all this and check. I'll just cancel that for now. So this is multi-database backup using job. Now here's the script for transaction log backup, Lightspeed versus native backup. Now regarding transaction log, we normally don't execute or take transaction log backup one time per one database. This is like a rare case. We don't do that normally, because transaction log, basically these are all scheduled. No request you will see like on-demand transaction log. On-demand request is for full backup and differential backup. But still we will see that these will be all scheduled backup. So just see the syntax, and that will be helpful in this case. Now let's see how to back up a database using GUI. You right click on the database, use C task, and then you back it up. Okay, different type of database you have, full, so you can back it up. Location, if that is not right, remove that and add whatever you need to add here with the file name. Okay, you will put it there at the end with the file name and location. Okay, say dba.back and click OK. So you will see the file here, and then media option. If you want to like verify after the backup, you will just select that backup when finished. So that will take almost twice time, so make sure these are agreed. Normally we don't database backup normally is not required, uh, but it's just an agreement with your client, because this is going to take twice time. Okay, and then you can have multiple copies. You can check all this with overwrite existing database backup. Backup set, you can mention here retention time and all, but it's better to do it manually. I would not suggest to do this kind of thing with a scheduled one, but these are the options that we have on Native for a backup. Now this is like one database backup, okay, not the entire database backup. If you want to do entire database backup for all the servers, for each database you have to create a maintenance database for full backups schedule for all database or transaction log or other stuff. What you need to do is like here right click on the maintenance and then create maintenance plan wizard, and then you select database backup full or differential or transaction log. This way you can do that. It's better to do it one by one. So here you can select all the list of the database, all the user database, system database, and you can select from the list as well which database you want to backup. We have selected the full backup. You can select that way, differential backup, and then transaction log backup. Now this will create a job in SQL Server, and then from there you can make schedule that when to run. Okay, now it will create automatically a SQL job for you. Okay, so if you go here, you will see maintenance plan. You can change the name to DBA or something, and then you can schedule that to run the backup how many times a day. Okay, recurrent or anything like that. That's about scheduling backup or one-time backup using GUI. It's pretty straightforward. We will see now using Lightspeed. Okay, so for Lightspeed you can create a maintenance plan or schedule backup. For this one, you right click, you create a new maintenance plan, you put a plan name. Okay, what kind of backup you want, you can just drag that way, and then you can select number of databases there. So number of databases you can select from there, this 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, you just need to see the options that is there, and then all the options you can schedule it from now, or compression level and everything. So you can get the T-SQL for that if you want, and then just put it into the job, or you can just click OK, and then this will create a plan in SQL Server. Okay, we will see another way. So if you click on backup manager, you go to the server, you right click, multi-database backup. Okay, there are other options too. You just select system, whatever database you want to select. Next. Okay, first compression Lightspeed. Okay, and then location, compression level, and you can schedule the backup Friday or everyday basis. And later on you can change this portion is very important, but we are not saying that for now because we don't know how to set up the alert. So for that, we if you click here, you have to configure operator. We didn't learn it yet, so you have to create an operator in this, and then email address, set it up, all this, and if you set it up there, then it will notify you if it fails or on success or failure, everything you will get notification, which is very, very essential. But we will see it on operator or SQL agent section. verify backup, that will take twice time, so just make sure you understand this. Almost twice time it takes. And then if you are done with it, again this will create a SQL job, and then you can schedule that from there as well. So try to play around with it, and you will see what are the options, and test how you can take the backup. That's all we have for GUI backup. We saw like a single backup, or with script, and then creating a job, and then how to apply those. We saw transaction log backup. You can schedule transaction log backup frequently and see on the location how transaction logs are done. So take all kind of backup, and see the files, and try to practice with this. Single on-demand, one backup, multiple database backup just on the query analyzer. Which this way. Try all these backups this way, native and Lightspeed as well. And then you try it on SQL job. You create a SQL job and schedule that, and then you try with GUI for single backup as well as multiple backup, scheduled backup. All this, try and see how these are done. That's all we have for backup.